Hey laser crafters, let's make a cute reindeer ornament for Christmas. Hello, I am Katie from the craftyblogStalker.com and I am super excited about this project. If you're new to my channel, make sure and hit that subscribe button. Here are the supplies I'm using, as well as an SVG that I designed specifically for this project that I have made available to you to download for free. And you can find that link as well as the other supplies either in the description of this video, in the blog post, or through the QR code. The material I am using is 1/16 inch width, and it is a Baltic birch plywood. So it's got that wood grain on both sides of the material. I designed the file to work with 1/16 inch material, so the pieces won't fit together correctly if you use any other width. Usually when I am laser cutting and painting, I paint after I laser cut. For this project, I'm going to paint before because all of the pieces are going to be the same, and so it'll just be much easier. I'll create a stained wood look, and I'm going to do that just with some craft acrylic paint. I don't have the exact color that I want or that I'm looking for, so I've got a brown, a gray, and a red, and I am going to create my own. I've got a plate here to use as my palette, and I want kind of a reddish wood, a dark reddish wood. I don't know, what would that be called? Is that mahogany? I don't even know. I'm just gonna mix them with a paintbrush. The faux stain is going to look lighter than what this is, so I need to keep that in mind. I like that color, but that's the color I want the finished wood to look like. So I'm gonna add some more brown. I'm gonna add just a little bit of black instead of that dark gray. I was worried the black would make it too dark. Stir that up. I want it to be a little bit more red. There's really no science behind this. I'm just mixing until I like the look. Okay, that looks good. Now that I've got my color, I want to thin it out. I have water in this little container, and I'm just gonna add some water to it. I don't have an exact measurement. You just really want to thin that paint out because we're going to wipe it on just like a stain. I'm gonna take a couple paper towels here, and this is gonna be the messy part. I'm gonna wet down my paper towel. I've wrung out most of the water. It's still pretty damp. I'm gonna wipe this paint, this faux stain, onto our material. This is a little messy, and while this paint is water soluble and it will clean up, just be aware of what you're painting on because it will get paint on it. I'm gonna pick up paint and I'm just gonna wipe it on. I want to get all the way to those edges. It is going to dry just a little bit lighter, so I'm gonna add just a little bit more. I love this technique because you can still see the grain of that wood. Okay, I think that looks really good. I'm gonna set this aside and clean up my mess. I'll take this to my laser cutter so I can cut out the different shapes needed. I'm gonna cut out 2 sets so I can show you 2 different ways to make your reindeer look. You'll notice since I painted it and added some water that this board has warped just a little bit. That is okay. I'm gonna use those little honeycomb clips that hold it down flat in my laser. So that'll take care of that problem. Here are all of my laser cut pieces for my 2 ornaments. I'm only gonna make one at a time, so I'm gonna move these to the side. When I glue small intricate pieces like this, I like to brush my glue on. So I've got a piece of paper here, just something to put my glue onto. There's my glue. My Merry Christmas back piece. I wish I would have gone a little bit darker with that fill for Merry Christmas, just so it would have been a little bit more black, but that is okay. To begin assembling, I'm going to start with this piece because you want to make sure that the painted side is the side that will be facing out. So this is actually the piece for the left side of the face. I'll put that down. This little piece right here is a brace, and it's also what we're going to glue our ribbon onto. It doesn't really matter what direction it goes. Put a little bit of glue there on that tab. Push it into that hole, and you'll kind of hear it click when it pushes in all the way. Then we'll do our forehead, which is this long piece. I'm gonna do the same thing. Just kind of dip those little ends there into the glue and then push those in. Some of them are kind of tight. There we go. But like I said, you will hear them click into place. Before we go any further, I have this black Sharpie marker because I'm going to fill in this eye. See how it is outlined? I had it scored there so I knew exactly where the eye would be. And I'm just going to color it in black. Doesn't have to be within the lines because the other piece is going to cover it up. I'll do the same for this one. I'm also going to color the nose black. You could leave it that same stained color, but I'm going to make it black. Now we can move on since we have our black coloring done. I'm going to turn it back down. Next, I'll do my nose. And that one's kind of the trickiest one because it's the smallest. There we go. Heard it click into place. And then we have our cute little beard, our reindeer beard. And that comes down here. That side of our reindeer head is done. I'm going to take my paintbrush and get some of that glue and I'm going to dab it onto those little spikes because I'm going to put the other side of the head on. You don't want too much glue, but we do want enough glue to where it'll help hold it. I'm going to put this piece on, aligning it with those holes. I want to apply pressure, but I do want to be careful because this is thin wood. It will crack if I apply too much pressure in the wrong place. So I'm just going notch by notch. There we go. We got it. So there is our little reindeer head. I can glue my covers on. I'm gonna brush on some glue and I'll make sure that I add glue over where those little pegs are to really make sure that they are good and secure. Some glue to this piece, and I want to align that headpiece with the piece behind it just by aligning those edges. And then that piece covers all of those little notches. I'll turn it over and do the same for this side. There is our little reindeer head. Next, I'm going to glue him on to his little base. Add some glue and push those notches in. Then I can glue on this back piece that says Merry Christmas. I'll do it the same way as the others. Make sure to put glue over those notches and center that on. There's the back. Then for our antlers, add some glue there in that little slot in there and push those antlers in. Carefully pushing them all the way in. There's our cute little reindeer. For the final touch, I'll grab a length of ribbon. Push that down and pull the other side out on the other side of that little brace. I'm just going to tie a simple knot, cut off those ends, and rotate the ribbon so that knot is hidden inside of our reindeer. And there is our cute little reindeer ornament. He is so cute and so simple, perfect for a rustic Christmas tree. For our other ornament, we're going to assemble it the same way. There's just one last little thing we add to it to make it a little bit different. So this time I'm going to color my eyes first. I am not going to color my nose. Here are the two ornaments that we assembled. We've got one with the black nose and one that we didn't do anything with. The one I didn't do anything with, I am going to add a little mini red pom-pom to make him a Rudolph. I'll just add a little bit of hot glue there to his nose and then push that red pom-pom into that hot glue. Now we have a reindeer and a Rudolph. Which one do you like better? Such a cute craft, such a cute Christmas ornament, perfect for the holidays. Thank you for joining me today, and make sure to stop by my website, the Crafty Blog Stalker, to grab this free laser cut file. You can also find me on YouTube and at home on your smart TV at Made It Myself TV, all under the Crafty Blog Stalker. Thanks everyone. Bye and happy crafting.